So, say hello to everybody.
Hello. Okay.
So they can see you.
Hi. Oh,
Morning. So what do you do when your horn stops working because the 70-year-old wire broke inside of the steering column? You have to get a wire through there. A old-fashioned wire hanger is not quite long enough, so I added on to that, I don't know, about 10 inches, brazed it on, and that reaches all the way through the steering column. So go from the bottom all the way through, pull your wire through, then you can get this repaired and basically your wire solders to this little funky little terminal up here. So get everything back together, it should work. Found another use for Flex Seal as seen on TV. These little rubber bumpers for the hood, they were rotten and falling apart, so I just basically painted it all up, left it a couple days, and it should be good to go to last a few more years. So I'm glad that I cut the rolled pipe off this side now rather than waiting till later, because I have some damage here. So this is the correct angle. And you can see it ain't right. So I've got to do some banging to get this back in line before I weld my pipe on there. So before I can weld that top roll on the top pipe, I have to make sure that it is straight, and that requires some banging. I've got this angle pretty much correct. Basically lay it down and just jump on it until you get the angles right. Also too, since there was damage in here a long time ago, this metal is kind of stretched. So I think what I'm going to have to do is cut slots in the metal so that it can kind of come together like that. Yeah, I think that's what I'm going to do. To make it straight, I used a piece of angle iron clamp on there, and looks like this is going to be the straightest I'm going to get it. So I'm going to start putting in some welds. One thing I neglected to account for, this piece is the piece that ties in the back of the bed, the two sides, and this has to slip in to this area. Well, this piece was all mangled up, and worked with a friend of mine with a acetylene torch, got it pretty straight, but fitting it in here required a little bit of futzing around, but we are there. Heating up the sides, bending, cleaning up all the rust and stuff. So I think we're going to be okay until we get the three sides together, and there may be some tweakage at that point. Okay, the ends of those rolls, the pipes on the bed, are supposed to have round caps on them. So how I'm going to do it, I'm just going to use this to make some little round pieces. And just like that. And cut them out, trim them up. Originally, they were brazed on there. Haven't decided yet, but I'll probably weld them on. I think that'll work better for me. So the bed is now one solid unit. Yeah, the three pieces come apart, but yeah. Got some finish welding to do on the ends here, and a little bondo and sanding to trim it out. But we have one unit. So I am detailing these out here. The ends of these pretty ratted out, so I'm making some new pieces to replace that ratted out area, so that'll look better and be more stable. So remember I made these little circles? That's why. So I'm gonna put that over here. Today on My Classic Tire, we have a Remington Cushion Air Poly 4 H78 by 15 4-ply polyester. Basically, I just brought this up from the farm to cut up some of the sidewalls here for bits to go between the bed and the frame on the truck. So there we have it. The winter project has begun. So I'm putting the cross members back in the bed, and this is what I saved that tire for. These are going to go underneath these. The gas tank is a little bit higher than stock, so I checked with Vintage Power Wagons, and yes, that's a problem that we have to deal with. So I'm going to experiment with different thicknesses of the rubber biscuits here, but that's where I'm at right now. So there you have it. The bed is on. Everything fit, more or less. Just minor tweaking here and there. I'm actually shocked that all my measurements and as much steel as I replaced, everything does fit together. The only thing I did cut a little bit of this lip off, but that's no biggie. One minor casualty, got some scratches here I'm gonna have to fix. But yeah, and of course I still do not have the L-shaped pieces. Now the wood goes right down on here, and there's an L-shaped piece that goes right there on top of the wood. Don't have. So hopefully I'll be getting that soon, but everything else here seems to fit just fine.